My name is Pat Fink, and this is my story. I grew up in Charlotte, North Carolina. My dad was a city firefighter. He was not home very much when I was growing up. I have an older brother, and I had a mother, a loving mother that basically took care of all of our needs. She made sure we were at practices. We played sports year-round. My mother and father split up when I was in the 9th grade, and I think that's when my drinking really started. I loved it. I loved it from the first time I drank. You know, it was took care of all my problems. It numbed me. It made me feel like I was Superman. And I drank all through high school. And I drank almost every day my 11th and 12th grade year of high school. I played sports up until high school. I played football all the way through. But as soon as football season was over, I quit wrestling and I quit playing baseball in the 12th grade so that I could have my afternoons to go party. Didn't really know where I was going at that point. Didn't have any plans for the future. And I started having a lot of problems, started getting in a lot of trouble, started getting arrested for drinking. I got out of I don't know how many DUIs because my dad was a city firefighter. He knew a lot of cops, so I was getting away with drinking and driving a lot. But I had wrecked my vehicle quite a few times. And one day I wrecked it twice. And that night I decided I was gonna take an Army recruiter's offer up and head to the military, run away from my problem of drinking. Little did I know I was going to be placed in Italy, where there is no drinking age. I came out of the military with just the worst attitude and was arrogant and cocky and couldn't anybody tell me anything. The drug use started, we call it dry goods. Dabbling with that and got hanging around some people one night, thought it'd be pretty funny to go break into a food container at a restaurant and steal a bunch of beer and shrimp, and spent the night in the woods cold with dogs barking around me, and I finally turned myself in and went to jail for my first time for that. I had been praying my whole life for God to make me sick every time I drank alcohol. I hated it. It took till I was 44 years old for God to answer that prayer, but He answered it. The last year of my drinking, I was sick twice. And on the second time I was sick for 5 days. I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't do anything but lay in my bed and just throw up. It got so bad the ambulance had to come and get me and pull me out of my house. And the guy asked me that night, he said, "You know what day it is?" And I'm like, "No." He said, "Do you know what month it is?" I said, "It's June." He said, "Try October." I was so out of it from dehydration and just being sick that I had no clue even what month it was. I felt the closest I ever felt to death laying in that bed at the moment people got there to help me. I had somebody walk in and I felt like I was getting ready to die. I was at that point. And that was it. That was my bottom. I had been homeless and that didn't work. I got to see my kid. That didn't work. I knew at that point God had a reason. He had a purpose for me. He kept me alive for something. So what happened? I learned the definition of surrender. I knew I didn't have the willpower. I didn't have the self-discipline, but God did. And when I gave it over to Him, not only did God take away the alcohol in that first year, I quit smoking, I quit drinking, I quit taking the pain pills, and I lost 100 pounds. I had no willpower before that year. When I totally surrendered, Jesus took over in a big way. So like it says in 2 Corinthians, therefore if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old is gone, the new has come. And that's what I have now. And I think if I could really share one thing is hope. This world desperately needs hope. And there's hope right here. And I have it now.